Hello guys, welcome again into this tutorial. So in the first part of this video, we create a user interface and initiate our application. So if you didn't see the first episode of this tutorial, I'll be leaving a link in the description below. So you can go and check it and then come to this second tutorial for our video. So in the first part, we create this user interface and initiate our application in order to create our chatbot. So in today's video, we'll be finishing our user interface. Also, we'll be initiating our chatbot, and also we'll do some training. And then in the last episode, we'll finish also by training and customizing our dataset. And also, we'll try and see how we can package it for Windows and Android application. So guys, let's continue with our tutorial for today. Okay, first I will create two classes. This class will be responsible for taking user input and also for displaying our bot response. Okay, so the first class, I will call it user input, which will be responsible for displaying our user input. And also we create another one, which will be bot response. Bot response. This one will be responsible for displaying our bot response. Okay, so let me finish this one here. Okay, I'll give it a size hint of y. I'll give it equals to none, and also I'll give it our default height. Okay guys, you use a size hint, you set it equals to none if you want to use a height parameter. Okay, also I'll give it a size hint of x. I want to set the size hint of x equals to none because I'll be using its direct. I just give it a value of 0.4. This will be like a width of our class, or you can say our widget. This widget will be inheriting from MD card. So this is like a card. That's why I'm giving a height. Also, I'm giving it a size hint. Okay. Also, I'll give it adaptive height. I set it equals to true. Okay. Also, I'll come and give it a position hint. I'll give it in a center of x, from center of x. Okay, I won't be using y because it will be like a dialog flow. So it will be just the user input, our bot response. It will be just flowing down vertically. So I'm just going to position it in part of x, not y, because in y it will be just going automatically. It will be adaptive. So I'll give it a size int of x equals to 0.8. Inside of this class, I will also add our MD screen. Here I'll give it a background color. Give it a background color. I will inherit it from our application sim color, so it will be app.sim class. Primary color. Primary color. Okay, so this one will be inheriting from our primary color, which we initiate here in our application. Let's see. Okay. I think I misplaced our code. Let's here. Just come and copy it. First paste is a copy. We paste them here. Okay. So this one will be responsible for some of our application. Also for it will be a default color for a widget. If you don't give a widget a color, it will be inheriting directly from this class. As you can see here, I'm using a teal. This teal is like a green color, but it looks good, so I like this one. That's why I use it. You can also use the blue. You can use any color you like in here. This will be the color for a widget, but our theme it will be light. But you can change this theme to dark if you want to use a dark theme. So a background color of this application will be inheriting from our primary color. So also I will give this MD a radius. I want it to be like a round rectangle. So I give it a radius. Okay. Give it a radius of dp 25. As you see, I highlighted dp 25 inside. I put this 25 inside the bracket, but in here I write it as a string. You can write it as a string, or you can put it in a bracket. It works in the same way. Either way is the way you write. So sometimes I mix this. Don't get confused if you see I write in a string or I write in this format. It works the same. And this is screen. Inside this screen, I will have a label which will be displaying. This label it will be taking the user input as a text, so it will be responsible for displaying our text inside our screen or inside our widget. I give it an ID of user input. Okay, want write it the same as our class, so write again user input, small letter. Okay, so our text I will pass it in this format, root text. So we'll be taking our text from our root application. That's why I pass this in this format. So you will see later. I mean, I'll give also this a color. I want it to be white, and also I'll give it a font size. Okay, it will also be taking from our root. We'll be passing our font direct from our root. Be root.font size. Also, I give it a vertical alignment. We call it align. Will be aligned in the middle, the vertical, but it will be aligned in the center, the part of horizontal. So if we want to align things in vertically, but you want to put it in the center of a vertical line, you use middle. If you want to put it in center of horizontal line, you use it vertical. You use it center. Okay. So this is it for this class for user input. I'll copy this one, paste them here, response class, because it will be the same. We will change the color. We'll change our background color. Also, I think we'll change our text color. Okay. Or text color will be the same, but we'll change our background color. Okay. We also will change the position hint of this one. So in X, in user input, we use 0.8, but in response we will use 0.2. So our response will be in left side, our user input will be in right side. So because we count from left of the screen to the right, so it starts by 0 from the screen to 1 in the right. So if we say here is 0 and here is 1, so I want it to be 0.2, maybe somewhere like this, and the 0 and the 0.8 maybe somewhere like this. So in here will be arranged our user input, in here will be displaying our user response. I will change the color here. I will be getting our color from Excel. So we write get underscore color or from X. First is this color here. Also, I will need to import this one. This is a class, so I just copy in my other code and import it. Okay, put it up here. So if you want to import any library in your kivy directory, you use this format. So I import this get color from hex, put it from kivy.utils.color from hex. So that's why I'm using this is what I'm using down here. Giving it the bit to read, understand this code I put here, the color code here. Right. Okay, also I'll change the ID. I'll write response. Also, we need to put this color in string format. So we can save it, and now we can come here, our main.py file. We need to import as a library here from our kivy. So I import it from kivy.kivymd uyx card not import the card. Okay, also you need to import some properties. So from kivy.properties, we import object properties, object property. Also we import string property. Okay, string property. Also we import numeric property. Here I need also to import Chatbot from ChatterBot. For ChatterBot, we will import Chatbot. Okay. So I will get our class here. So these two classes we initialize in our kivy file. We also need to initialize them in our application here. Yeah, Python code. Okay, it will be inheriting from our MD card. They say this one will be like a card. So in here we will pass text goes to string property. Use the string property. Also, we need a font size will be in numerical. So this text and this font size is the one we initialize here. You can see our root.text and root.font size. So our root application is this class. So from this class, root is this. We'll get this text and font size. Text and font size is this one here. Okay. Also, we need to create a class about response. Bot it inherit from our MD card. Copy this one and paste down here. It will be populated quality. Okay, we can save it now. So here in your chatter screen here, we need to initialize our bot. First, we need to get this variable chat area. Want it to be an object property. So initiate a message. This message, it will be our user input. So you put it in the object property. So this message in the chat area has the ID. Okay, chat area is the ID of our box layout in our scroll view, and the message is the ID of our text field. So we'll be getting a text from our text field by using this ID of message, and also will be displaying or add our widget or add our card, especially for displaying our text in our box layout here in our scroll view through ID of chat area. That's why I initialize them that screen here. Okay. So now we need to initialize our bot. We will use it init. Our post self. We also will pass a quag here. Yeah. Full quads also here. Here we call our super. The super. So our class here that is in. So we pass a self. Underscore init. So we come pass our quags here. Okay. So now we initialize our chatbot by giving it a variable of self.chatbot will be equals chatbot. Chatbot is the class we importing up here. Chatbot. Okay, for now I pass name donor. Okay. That will be it for now. So we'll get two functions, one for sending message and one for generating a response from our bot. This function will be triggered when we click send button. Okay. So now I'll create a first function. Will be responsible for sending message, for sending our user input to our bot. Right, so self.user input will be getting user input to our message ID. User input it equals to self is message text. Not equals text like that. So after we get our text from our MD text field, or from our text field, we need to set a message equals to nothing. Will be like clearing our text field after getting our response. So if you hit a send button, you want to get the text which a user input, and then make sure our text field remain clean. So we'll be inserting it equals to none. So we pass a nothing in here, and also I'll be getting the length of the text user input equals to length self dot. So this length will be using it to determine the length of our text. If the length is greater than 40, I want to set the height of our MD card, which will be responsible for displaying this message, will be equals to the length of the text. And if it is below, we'll be using a default height, which we set here. So if the length of the text is below 40, we'll be using this height. But if it is above 40, we'll be using its own length as a height of our MD card. Okay, so I like it here. If length is greater than or equals to 40, right? We say self IDs, self.ids chat screen chat area. We are using the idea of chat area to add widget, which this widget will be a class which we initialize. Add a widget. Widget will be a user input class. User input. Okay. The text will be equals self dot user user input. So we'll give it a font size equals 10. Also the length of our widget. Now we'll use length height. So height our card widget will be equals length text equals to length of the text. So this text here first equals to self.user. This text is the one we initialize here. This font size, this one. So this value text and this font size will be directly generated in here. So font size will be replaced and used. The font size we provide in your main.py and do the same for the text. I can save that. So now we create an else statement. Okay. We create else, copy this one, come and paste here. We just remove the 80 because it will be using our default 80. Okay, we can save this one. So now in here we need to pass on place. So when you press the button, the send button, you need to trigger the send message function. send underscore message. Save this one and I will try it to see. Okay. Okay. Tag here. Try and write something. Yeah. You can see here it's working fine. We will try and write something long and see if it can adapt it was a height. Yeah. I'll write it more long. So as you can see here, if the text is long, it can adapt it to the text height. If it is small, it can use our default height, which it is 90. Okay. So next we will create a function which will be responsible for generating our response from our bot. So we'll call it about response, put underscore response. So we'll get a response from our bot. We'll do self.chatbot for our chatbot.get to be .get underscore response self.chatbot. So this chatbot here, self.chatbot, is the one we are using to generate the function here. So self.chatbot.get underscore response. We're getting a response from user input. So we pass self.user or input. Right, you can save this one. Okay, so we'll also be getting the length. So we'll pass length, right, length equals to length of. We need to convert this response to string because our chatbot library will be giving us a response from our user input as an object. So to get the length, you need to convert it to string. Then you can use the length function to get the length of our response. So we'll pass here response. Also down here, we do the same statement. We use if statement, if length. You can use your own conversion. So for the sake of tutorial, I'm just writing 40, but you can use any number here. So write self IDs chat area add widget. So here we call our bot class bot response, same as in our send function. The text equals, or just put it, format our text into those brackets, will be a response. So you have a font size will be equals to 17. Also will pass our height will be equals our length. So that's it. So we write an as a statement. So as we use our default height, copy and paste it one here. Here So we just remove the height. We'll be using our default height. We can save that one. We need to trigger our response function on release. So on press, we will be triggering our send function. On release, we will be triggering our bot response function. Bot response. We check here if it's the same bot response. Alright, now we can save this one. Try again. See how it comes so far. So I try and type some text here and see if we get any response. No. Get an error. Attribute chat screen. Object has no attribute bot response. Okay, I miss it. Okay. Yeah, I create our function inside our send function. We need to pull it outside. And again. We try again. Let's now type hello. Yeah, we're getting our response. So we can type anything and get the response. As you can see, the response is hello, hello. We didn't train our bot, that's why it comes this format. So after we train it, when you ask a question, it will be answering directly the good question. Okay, so I'll just change the color. Okay, I didn't like this color green. I need to work to make it black. So I'll change this color. Okay, let's see where we initialize our color. Is in here. I think it is 47, 47. If it is our black color. Yeah, you get a black color. You can use your own color, but I like this one. Green and black, I think it match well. So guys, that is for this tutorial. In the next tutorial, we'll be finalizing by training it. And about training, it is not that hard. Just a 2 line of code. You just train it, and then we'll package it for Windows. And also we'll package it for Android. So guys, don't forget to subscribe and to hit a bell icon. So when I upload the said tutorial of this application, you can get the notification. Guys, until next time, have a nice day. Thanks.